we're going to discuss Renko chart futures day trading and stock position trading. We're going to have day trades from 110 and some position trades from 19 and 110. Now, we've established a Renko chart based trade setup for day trading, as well as to use in a multiple chart combination with a 60-minute bar chart for position trading. Now, there may be other trading decisions made, like deciding to trade a Renko price envelope reverse, or especially when needing to protect a short options trade. But the concept of base trade setups is when that setup occurs, and of course assuming it has a profit component, you take the trade. And if the setup doesn't occur, then you don't trade. This leads to far easier trading than always trying to make some kind of discretionary trade setup, which is very difficult to do. And it also gives you the ability to scan or watch more markets to trade. So, in this video, the day trades will be from the euro currency. You can see that chart up. And we haven't really actually talked about euro currency day trading. Only the Emini Russell, and that's going to be the second market that we're going to look at day trades from. The euro currency, it's a fine market to trade. The biggest problem that I've ever had with it was after the index futures open, it seemed like there was often a lot of consolidation in the euro. But earlier in the day, and I remember a long time ago when my day used to start around 3:30 in the morning, so I could be ready to start euro trading at around 4 a.m. But if you go about this trading base setups, you'll stay away from the consolidation, and you'll have that attitude that if the trade setup occurs, I can take it, and if it doesn't, there's just nothing to do in that market. As far as the position trades go, okay, we're going to look at Facebook, of course, and actually update our Facebook stock and options position from 1/8 and the last video that we did on that. And then I'm also going to discuss Yelp for the first time, which will lead to talking about some differences between day trading and position trading using base trade setups. So the chart that you have up is the euro currency chart. You can see my brick size is 0.0004, which is, just a function of the price having, 4 decimals like it does. The euro should be traded with a 24-hour chart. We talked about 24-hour charts and day charts in the previous video. Of course, I said to have one of each. For the euro, for currencies, you need a 24-hour chart. Also, do be sure that you have a tick chart. You need a tick chart or a bar chart for every market you trade just to be able to see real price. We've talked about that, and we know that that is one of the issue with the Renko charts. The fixed brick size can, miss, typically does miss, I should say, some price points. Okay? So, use 24-hour chart. Why? Okay, the Euro future opens at 7:20 Central Time. So, in terms of even real-time hours for the Euro, you need a chart that started at that time. But it has a lot, but if it's a market that has a lot of its movement relative to Europe and their times, and it also highly correlates with Forex, and that's a 24-hour market. So this happened to be an excellent trading day. And what do I mean by excellent? I simply mean in terms of clear base trade setups and their frequency, and then sure, profitability. Why? I have no idea. But it happened. This is one of those markets where, you have two-way price movements, and not only do you get, a series of reverses back and forth, we also have trade setups developing. And believe me, I'm sure you are aware of this too if you've looked at the Euro. There are times when this trading period, and we're essentially looking at a period from around 7:30 to, I don't know, not quite 9 o'clock Central Time, where you could have no trade setups, okay? And that, of course, would suck. But what are you going to do when it happens? You're not going to trade. It's as simple as that, okay? It's as simple as that. So, as I said earlier, the only trades that will be taken will be the Renko base trade setup. You know that that includes the price envelope reverse, followed by a Renko brick pattern and midline reject with MEX flow. So you've been staring at a Renko chart, and I'm sure you have determined where the trade setups are, and I'm just going to quickly mark what I've done with yellow dots. So there's trade 1. Here is trade 2, trade 3, trade 4, trade 5, and there is actually a 6th setup at this yellow circle. I like that setup a lot. It would be an add-on, okay? You have any idea why I didn't take that trade? Go ahead and look down a little bit. You can certainly see that it had nothing to do with MEX flow. Yeah, it was above the extreme line, flattened out a little bit, but it had never crossed. Hey, this was real simple. I didn't take the trade because I was getting ready to trade the Russell at the time. That trade occurred at 8:51 Central Time. Okay? So, hey, that's the way it went. But anyway, the yellow dots should all look like just very, very clear Renko base trade setups. It happened. I was trading during this period. I took the trades. I mean, what else can I say? Is there really any more to it than that? I do want to compare the Euro currency futures chart to a Forex chart of the Euro. I don't trade Forex. I know a couple of guys in the group that do. Forex trading always trades pairs. So when you trade the euro, you're trading it, in this case, relative to the US dollar. This is a Renko chart. I'm using 4 bricks, and that's, again, just a function between the Renko brick size and the way they do it in TradeStation. This has a price envelope of 0.055. Simply came up with the envelope like we've discussed before, pretty much trying to match extremes. This could have probably been 0.06. I'm a little bit, low. But anyway, this should be a pretty close sync, but there's certainly no guarantee that every time you had a euro euro trade, you would have had a Forex trade, and vice versa. Okay? You can see that there's no midline reject trade set up that syncs with that euro buy one and sell one. I have, yellow circles there. Those are price envelope reverses. You want to trade price envelope reverses? I've done it. You can do it if you want to. Just don't do it in consolidation. You make your own decisions. I'm still not ready to talk about it. Although I refer to it. Why? Because I want to really, really lock in to this base trade setup. Okay? And I've mentioned this before. In all the years of tactical trading and my attempts to, teach trade setups, with tick charts or bar charts and, our indicators, there was never chart reading that is as clear as this Renko setup. So it really behooves us to really, lock in on that. So, okay. The yellow circles could have only been traded as price envelope reverses. They weren't in consolidation, okay? Which is why I said it was fine to take the trades. You can see in the buy swing there is what would have been an add-on setup that wasn't on the Euro chart. Okay, so that would have been the first trade that was taken as an add-on, but it was profitable. Okay, then yellow dot 2 would be a buy. Yellow dot 3 would be a sell. They both went a couple of bricks, probably didn't get a base profit, on either one of them. Then yellow dot 4 would be the buy setup, and we saw that setup on the Renko or the TradeStation chart. Now that, certainly the best trade of them all, with the next yellow dot being an add-on setup. And there you go. Chart read for price envelope reverses. And then if you do get your trade set up, take the trade. Okay? And if you don't, that's the way you go. Again, these yellow circles and the initial reverses are a discussion for another day. Okay? So, let's go from here and take a look at Emini Russell day trading. Okay, so here is the Emini Russell chart, and again, a good trading period for getting Renko day trade setups, that we can clearly see. They also happen to be profitable. And again, those setups are the only trades that were done. So I'm going to mark my chart with my trades, and again, you decide whether there are setups there. Actually going to mark this first one a yellow circle, and you can decide why there's a yellow circle there instead of a traded yellow dot. Here is my sell. Here is a sell add-on. Okay. I actually, want you to look simply at the setups. I didn't take any more add-ons. I'll put blue dots there. Hopefully they show up. Okay, that blue dot and that blue dot. Are those midline rejects with MEX flow that could have been done as add-ons? And to answer that question, you simply need to decide, are they with MEX flow? And that first one, I can take that. I already had an add-on. You can see how flat MEX had gotten, hadn't started to cross. On the other hand, that second one, and right now all you see is a pinch, but that actually started to cross and then opened back up because we went back down. So I wouldn't have taken that. But that first blue dot would have been okay. The point is, they are your brick pattern. They are midline rejects. We want the midline to be sloping in the direction of our trade. It definitely gives us, a chart read for continuation. But then you've got to decide, is it with MEX flow and do you have a profit component? So anyway, okay, those trades weren't done. And then I did do a buy. Okay, good. Again, very simple to see and very, very nice move all the way back up through the diagonal. Yeah, we could have hung up definitely at where that triple bottom had been. And I'm talking about, should have put blue squares there. Anyway, this blue line. But we did go straight through. And that's simple enough to read real time. Also a big, big benefit of having our, tick chart up with that, where you actually get to see the reaction at that price. And then you got the rest of the chart. You did get an envelope reverse, but there certainly was no sell. And I'm talking about this area here, the yellow square. Okay? You got the red brick, you got the green brick, you got MEX flow down, but you certainly never got the envelope reject after it started to roll down, where you got your reject brick and your reversal brick. So absolutely, I mean, flat the long, but absolutely no trade to consider. And then you have another price envelope reverse, the yellow circle. That would have been profitable, but we don't take that trade. At least we're not taking it. That would have been a good setup. You can get the sense for how it should be very clear what's going on. You've got this high. I don't know why I'm putting lines instead of yellow squares when I can't draw lines. Okay, so you got that high. You can see how it matches. You can see how MEX crosses, right? And then you can also see how you had a PMD. You want to take an initial reverse off of that, or a price envelope reverse off of that, with, you know, breakout potential, go for it. But it's not our trade setup. Nothing was done. And before we leave this chart, why the yellow circle? Because that absolutely was our Renko base setup, that first buy. If you were day trading the euro, chances are you would have missed that. That's all there was to it. If you're trading the Russell only, then yeah, you definitely would have taken that trade. Had a nice profitable trade. Trading the euro, I missed the trade. Okay? So, no other issue than that. Just thought I'd mention it. Now let me show you one more euro chart. Okay, so like the price envelope reverse down, we get a price envelope reverse up at this yellow circle, and don't come right back to the midline, reject it, and then go up, and that definitely would have been a buy. Instead, we got two more full bricks before we got a red brick, and we do test the midline, it rejects, and there is a trading decision at the blue dot, and I just simply decided not to take that trade. My entry would have been essentially one like 5, 6, 30, maybe even 40, back to like 1157.30 as resistance. I just decided not to take the trade. Okay. Would I have taken, let's say that this had looked like this. Okay, so you got the first green brick in the circle, then you see where I try to draw a red brick, and then you got a green brick. Would I have gone long if we got that set up at this blue dot? And then the answer to that is absolutely yes. I just decided not to take the blue dot, the actual blue dot. Nothing wrong with taking the trade. If there had been a little bit more room to resistance, I'm sure I would have taken it. Okay? Then you get a price envelope, reverse back into sell, and then do you see what I meant by how after the price envelope reversed, you got the red brick followed by the green brick and then the red brick, what I tried to draw for blue dot 1 and that initial buy. Okay, that's the setup. That's the one I want. And I went short at the yellow dot. Okay? You came down. You can see the way MEX crossed. You can also see you never went into buy. There was never a price envelope reverse. You went back down. Here's the area I'm talking about. I'm sure you know what I'm referring to. This area here. Okay, so we went back down, and that low brick, which is synced with the brick at this blue square in a test. You see the way that shifts? Again, you'd have your tick chart up for actual prices. So you get a break, a retest, and a shift. There's the red, green, red brick pattern. It syncs with MEX rolling back over, and I sold the yellow dot as an add-on to yellow dot 1. And there you go. My Renko day trading up to this period. I think it's now, I don't know, like 10:38 Central Time. Got plenty of trades in for the day, you know. Not saying this is the only trade setups, but that's fine. This is when I'd finished, and then I, you know, really took my focus. I usually wouldn't have traded this long, but I really took my focus to the position charts and trades. And so, okay, you know now we're supposed to do a Facebook position trading update as well as talk about Yelp. And I've also already spoke for 28 minutes. So I don't want to start that now. I'll immediately do another follow video here on those two. So there you go. We'll have the two videos combined for our, you know, initial objective. This video gives you some discussion on Euro currency day trading, some sync with the Forex, and then some more Russell trading. And again, the only trades that were taken were the Euro, or on the Euro and the Russell for this period, were the Renko based setup. They occurred, the trades were taken, explained a little bit on a couple of situations here. They hadn't occurred, and hey, I could have been sitting on my butt from 7:30 till 10:30 staring at these two charts for day trades and never taken a single trade. It's happened more than once. Happens too often, actually, and it'll happen some more. But that's the way it goes, okay? So I'm going to end this video, and yeah, on the next video we'll go ahead and talk about Facebook and Yelp.